Robert, bueno, estoy emocionado de estar conectado contigo. Primero agradecerte por todos los libros y enseñanzas que has tenido con todas las personas, en especial yo. Yo me leí el primer libro cuando estaba quebrado, el libro de Jubílate joven y rico. Y también leí Padre Rico, Padre Pobre, Escuela de negocios, y fue un boom, ¿no? Me transformó mucho la vida y desde ese día decidí empezar a trabajar en mercadeo en red. Entonces, hoy quiero compartir contigo, pues, este momento especial, ¿no? Que para mí también es una emoción tremenda. Así que quisiera antes que nos saludes. ¿Cómo estás, Robert? ¿Cómo está tu salud? Cómo va? ¿Cómo estás?
Me? That's just great. I'm very, very happy with life. I had COVID last year, so I decided to get, because, COVID only exists if you're unhealthy. So I've really worked hard to get back into health and lost a lot of weight and exercising and things like this. And I just finished my latest book. It's called The Capitalist Manifesto. And it's about how I was a U.S. Marine. I flew in Vietnam and I fought against communism. And as you guys know, communism is all over the world right now. I was in Peru in the 90s when Shining Path was in your mountains. And I remember how frightening Lima was because of Shining Path. And today we have a communist in office who's called President Biden. And so it's a little worrying for me right now. So I'm a capitalist. I believe in free enterprise, education, but our schools don't teach us anything about money. So I'm very happy. So my battle goes on. I think we should have financial education in schools. We should teach more people to be entrepreneurs so they don't need a job, so they're not worried about being fired. In America, they fire people if you don't wear a mask. That's not freedom. Okay. Anyway, so I'm very happy to be here. I love being an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life because it's not about the money, it's about the freedom. Why make money if you're not free? So that's why I'm very happy to support the mastermind group here, because if you can change people's mindsets to become free, it's very good. So I'm very happy. So thank you for having me on your program.
Wow, gracias, Robert. Estoy muy emocionado también de saludarte. Bueno, vamos a hacerte algunas preguntas para que toda nuestra audiencia te pueda escuchar y bueno, siempre aprender cosas de ti. La primera pregunta es, Robert, tenemos personas que hablan bien de la profesión del mercadeo en red y otro grupo que no está de acuerdo, ¿no?, con esta profesión. ¿Cuál es el punto de vista que tienes sobre el mercadeo en red como emprendimiento?
Well, it's a training ground. Everybody is an entrepreneur, but this is book number 2 in Rich Dad Poor Dad here. It shows employee, small business or self-employed. This is big business or brand, and this is insider investor. So when we're kids, all of us are natural entrepreneurs. We're all actually here. I have a neighbor in my neighborhood. She was like 15 years old, and she'd come in shine shoes and things like that. And she wanted to make some money. So everybody can be an entrepreneur. Not everybody can come over to here. So this over here is where Steve Jobs is, Jeff Bezos, is where I operate. So the reason I like network marketing is because our schools, this is Poor Dad here, Padre Pobre. Go to school, get a job. Or over here, become a doctor or a lawyer. The trouble over here is that you work for money. On the B and the I side is freedom. This is where money and people work for you. So the reason I like what Go Mastermind is doing is you're training people to come over here. But it's not just because you think it, you can do it. It's hard. It took me years to come over here. Years. So this is book number 2, is the cash flow quadrant. So this was Padre Pobre. Padre Rico. So Go Mastermind is over here. So Donald Trump, I know not everybody likes him, but he and I are good friends. And he and I are the only people that recommend network marketing because we're entrepreneurs. We're not employees and we're not doctors or lawyers. So we're entrepreneurs here. So Go Mastermind is to train you to think on this side because they think differently than this side here. So that's why I support network marketing.
Wow, muchísimas gracias, Robert. Mencionaste eso al inicio, que el Perú bueno, y Latinoamérica, pues ahorita han pasado por cambios repentinos de números desalentadores, ¿no? Como inflación, inseguridad, incertidumbre, desconfianza. La política siempre está ahí impactando de forma negativa, ¿no? ¿Qué nos recomiendas a nosotros hacer o pensar para sacar adelante a nuestros negocios?
So the problem with what's going on in the world today is Marxists have taken over our school system. Padre Pobre, very good man, Marxist. They wanted to give people money. They don't teach you about money. They give you fish. They want to help the poor people by giving them money. And that causes big problems. Now, the bigger problem is our banking systems are Marxist. It's hard to believe, but everybody thinks the banks are capitalist. They're really Marxist. So I'm coming up with a new book next November 10th. It's called Capitalist Manifesto. It's about the difference between Marxism and capitalism. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it takes a while to figure out, but the reason I'm happy you are where you're at is because if you study on this side here, it doesn't bother you. Do you understand? I'm not afraid of losing a job because I don't have a job. You know, I'm not afraid of inflation because I can make as much money as I want. I'm not afraid of the peso or the dollar or the euro going down because I don't save dollars. As an American, I save gold, silver, plata, oro, and Bitcoin. You know, I am a capitalist. I am not a communist, socialist, pinko school teacher. You know, my parents are communists, but they don't know it. They're really good people. They think the government should give people money. They think you should help poor people by giving them money. And you have so many, because when I was in Peru, so many of your government employees are expecting the government to take care of them. The same as America, because that's what they teach in school. You know, they teach you go to school, get a job, and the government will take care of you. But we're going broke right now. Not only Peru, but America too. So as I said, Donald Trump is a good friend of mine. I know a lot of you hate him, but he's a good man. We're capitalists. You know, no matter what the communists and socialists and the Marxists and the Shining Path do, we can outsmart them. We can outwork them. And the reason the mastermind group is important is you're hanging out with people on this side here, or you can hang out with the Shining Path on this side here. You know, it's really your choice of friends. I'm not saying they're bad people. My parents are good people. They're very good parents, but they thought they should give poor people money. The trouble with that is they don't know anything about money. If you give a poor person money, they just stay poor longer. So Trump and I support network marketing and Go Mastermind is because you teach people to make money for themselves. So you're in a very good place right now, but the world is in a very tough place. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You know, I think we're in very serious trouble worldwide, and it's called by the U.S. Central Bank called the Fed. I've spoken to your central bank in Lima. You know, they're good people, but somebody else runs the money system. So I don't want to get into macroeconomics, but that is my study. So the reason I support network marketing and Go Mastermind and all this is you have a chance to be capitalists over here. 90% of the people are Marxists over here, socialists. It's sad. We're in a very bad place today. So stay on this side. Keep studying, keep learning about money. Okay?
Wow, gracias, Robert. Otra pregunta. En tu libro falso, hablas acerca de los falsos mentores, ¿no? Y también mencionas la sugerencia del dinero, ¿no? Haces mención que existen 3 tipos de dinero. el dinero creado por las personas, el dinero del gobierno y el dinero de Dios. Nosotros, ¿en qué deberíamos invertir nuestro dinero ahora que ganamos, ¿no?, ingresos residuales gracias al mercadeo en red?
Well, it's a big subject. You know, there's a million ways anybody can get rich. I mean, I could go to Peru and get rich. I can go anywhere and get rich because I don't think like these people here. So the biggest thing you should invest in is what you're doing today. You should be in Go Mastermind right now. I'm serious. I'm not saying that because I'm speaking for the group. Is Donald Trump and I sincerely believe you should be on this side because you're trying to change this here. This is your greatest asset. The second greatest asset are your friends. Who are your friends? Are your friends all over here or are your friends over here? So if you're in Go Mastermind, you can make friends on this side here versus friends on this side here. It's very important. I get into so much trouble because when I call school teachers communist, they get so angry at me. I go, well, the shoe fits, so what? But my friends just laugh because they don't care. In America, if you don't get the COVID shot, you get fired. Well, you can't fire me because I don't have a job. And they make me wear a mask on a plane. I just bought my own plane. I just bought a Lear 60. So I don't wear a mask on my own plane. It's my plane. And that's the difference over here. The other thing too is they're going to raise taxes over here. I don't pay taxes over here, but that's all education. I do it legally. I don't do anything illegally. I don't want to go to jail, because you don't have to go to jail. But what Go Mastermind is teaching you is the mindset on this side here, not on this side here. Just hear what I said. When they made me wear a mask on the airlines, I just bought my own jet and I got tax breaks for it. And I'm making money from my jet. It's like, because it's like a rental property. My jet is flying around the place. I'm making money. And when I want to fly my jet, I don't have to wear a mask. That's the power of this side here. But it takes time. It takes time to get here. So stay with Go Mastermind. Stay with the friends you have. Push, pull. My friend just sold his business. My best friend, he never went to school. He just sold his business for $2 billion, because he thinks on this side. So the question I have for you right now, who are your friends? Are your friends and family over here or are they over here? My friends are over here. My family's over here, unfortunately. Okay. My wife is over here. My sisters are over here. So it's a choice. It's not right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It's a choice you make. Like I could fly in airlines or I can buy my own jet. Which would you rather do? I'd rather buy my own jet. Then I don't have to wear a mask.
Claro. Gracias, Robert. Mira, otra pregunta. Cuando hablamos de fuentes de ingresos, ¿no? Fuentes de ingresos, ¿cuántas recomiendas crear? O sea, por ejemplo, una persona puede ser empleado, de repente empezar a hacer network marketing, pero ¿cuántas fuentes más podría, qué tips nos regalarías, qué consejos nos regalarías para crear fuentes de ingresos?
Well, I have lots of income because I have 8,000 rental properties. I start a business here. Okay, so right now, all of you are over here learning this side, but my business then buys my real estate. And the reason I like real estate is because I use debt. I'm $1 billion in debt. And the more debt I have, the less tax I pay. This is really funny. I think this is hysterical. This is all over the world. This is in Peru, this is in Europe, this is Japan. Employees pay 40% in tax. Okay. Self-employed or small entrepreneurs, 60%. So the doctors and lawyers, they pay 60% in tax, the smart guys. The big business owner, B stands for brand, okay? I started a brand, it's called Rich Dad. Because I have so many employees, I only pay 20% in tax because I'm doing what the government wants me to do. I'm not a tax cheat. not a tax crook. I'm doing what the government wants doing. You're doing what the government wants done. You're creating entrepreneurs. So you should get tax breaks for that. You see, when you create employees, they get taxed because they need government help. And on the I side, it's 0% tax. Now, the reason I use 0% tax, you'd have to understand the banking system called the Federal Reserve Bank or the Central Bank of Peru or the Central Bank of Japan. You have to understand the banking system. The banks want you to borrow money. So the more money you borrow, more debt you have, the bigger tax breaks they get. So the more money I borrow, they give me all the money I want tax-free. And in America, there are people on this side here, who say live debt-free. Well, I don't want to do that. I like debt because what happened in 1971, 50 years ago, the dollar became debt, the US dollar became debt, the peso became debt, the euro became debt. So when I go to my banker and I borrow money, I'm making the bankers rich. And if you make the bankers rich, the government gives you tax breaks. But if you don't want to borrow money, then they give you a credit card, then you pay high interest on the credit card. I pay almost no interest. But that takes financial education. I'm 74 years old right now. I never stopped studying. So I have about 8,000 rental properties. 8,000. So every month, 8,000 rental properties give me about $1,000 a month. Plus I have commercial properties. Plus I have investments in other companies where I get dividends. So how many sources of income do I have? Probably about 1,000. Over 1,000. Every month, 1,000 people are giving me money. That's why I'm rich, and not because I'm smart. I'm not very smart. I didn't do well in school. But I'm not a communist. I'm a capitalist. So you stay. So you stay with network marketing. You learn to be a capitalist. You want to be a communist? Go to school.
Oh, gracias, Robert. Mira, bueno, ahora que mencionas el hecho de las tantas fuentes de ingreso, las personas en mercadeo en red empiezan a ganar dinero, empiezan a generar fuentes, ¿no? Pero nosotros creamos un equipo en una red, creamos un equipo. Tú siempre mencionas que los equipos son importantes. Sin embargo, cuando queremos, por ejemplo, ya iniciar un negocio de bienes raíces o de inversión, hay ese miedo de crear ese nuevo equipo. ¿Qué consejo nos darías para trabajar esos equipos y que sean efectivos en los negocios de bienes raíces?
That's a good question, but you have to be very smart to have a smart team, because there's a lot of, most of my team come from here. They're very smart people, specialists. So you have to be pretty smart to talk to these people. That takes a while. Like I have the best accountant, because you have to have a very good accountant and you have to have a very good attorney. But I also have a very good banker, and I have a very, very good real estate guy, and a very, very good stock guy. I have very good doctors. It takes a while. They have got to be the best. It takes a while. I've met some very, very bad accountants. My first partner was a crook, a woman. She was a CPA, but she and her husband was an attorney, stole from me. Just because they're accountants and attorneys doesn't mean they're not crooked. So it takes a while. That's what I'm saying. It's like, how do you find the perfect wife or husband? It takes a while, but never stop. But you have to have a team. You must have at least an accountant and an attorney. I have to have a debt guy. And what I mean by a debt guy is somebody who knows how to acquire debt. So it may not make much sense to you, but let's say I make $1 here in my network marketing business. I need $5 of debt here. If I make $1 here, I need $5 of debt here. So I'm always, even today, I'm looking for debt. And debt means they found the property I can invest in that requires me to borrow money. That is macroeconomics. That takes a while. So if you want to try it, go ahead and try it. But that's what I do. I'm a debt guy, debt and taxes. Let me just say something on macroeconomics. In 1971, the US dollar became debt supported by taxes. So what happened was the people after 1971 that worked money, they just paid more taxes and the US government got deeper in debt, same as Peru. Nothing's different. And then what happened over here for these people, America gets deeper in debt, hyperinflation comes in, so they work harder, they pay more taxes. That's really stupid. You know, the government is printing so much money, not just Peru, not just Argentina, not just Europe. America is printing the most money. We print trillions of dollars. And they tell you to go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and get out of debt. That's stupid. It takes a long time to understand this side here. So stay with your network marketing group. Stay with friends who want to keep learning. You don't learn this in one day. You know, if I could tell you everything I knew in one day, I would. But it's impossible. I've been doing this since I was a kid, since I was 10 years old. And every year I stay on this side here. I don't wander over to this side here. I have great employees, love working with them. And I have great specialists around me. But that's because I'm a capitalist. Capitalist is on this side here. It takes time. Like I said, my best friend, we've been friends for so many, he just sold his business for $2 billion US dollars, not pesos or yen, $2 billion US dollars. But we've always been on this side here. He and I have failed many times. So the most important thing are your friends. And you have friends on this side here, so stay with network marketing. You want to find the friends who think like you. I cannot stress anything more than that, and keep learning. Don't think, oh, now I know something, I'm going to be a multimillionaire. Like a lot of people, really stupid, you know, they got lucky, they bought Bitcoin when it was 10 cents. Now they're billionaires. Well, they got lucky. I wish I got lucky, but I didn't get lucky. You know, it's possible to get lucky. Like in America, we have a lottery system. Some people win the lottery, they make $25 million. Well, that's luck. You know, I don't depend upon luck. I depend upon this here. And I want to depend upon my friends over here. That's what I depend on. I don't need luck because I have good friends and I like to study. I like the game of money. It's fun being a capitalist.
Gracias, Robert. Nosotros tenemos metas y metas muy altas, ¿no? Para tener la mentalidad que tienes, ¿cómo nos recomiendas trabajar sobre metas, ¿no? ¿Qué tipo de metas nos pueden ayudar?
There's three basic goals, you know, health, wealth, and happiness. How do I get healthier? How do I get happier? And how do I get, you know, wealthier? So I don't ever stop studying. You know, this here, let me show you these. I'm onto these all the time. I put them on. He has his headset on. I'm always studying. I'm always listening to people. I'm always looking for the best teacher. You know, Alexis, I can tell you're a good teacher. You know, I can tell you want to teach. I would listen to you. I really would. So be honest, be truthful, be forthright. You're looking for a teacher who knows what they're talking about. Let me give you another example. I went to school in New York, and then I went to flight school in Florida for the US Marine Corps to learn to fly. And the thing I loved about flight school was that your teachers had to fly. In other words, you couldn't have a teacher that couldn't fly. But in school, you can have teachers who don't know what they're talking about. So the reason I'm very, very careful is I don't listen to these people here about business. This is here. You know, you want to listen to people who are over here. So when I was in flight school, I had to look for the best teacher. The best, they teach their work. So we're flying and all this. So we're flying and all this stuff, you know, and it took me about 2 years to get my wings. And then I was ready to go to Vietnam. So I went from Florida to California. And now they put rockets and machine guns on my aircraft. The aircraft flies differently with machine guns and rockets. It's heavier. Got a crew, you got all this, you know. So then again, I had to find the best teacher. And the best teacher was the one who could do it better than me. The trouble with school is you don't know if the teacher knows what they're talking about. You know, when I went to school, teachers talking about algebra, or calculus, or history, all they have is a good memory. But in the real world of capitalism, you have to have somebody who is better than you that can do what you want to do, who can teach you what to do. So as the mission of a pilot got more frightening, like when I was 25 years old, I flew into combat for the first time. But, you know, rockets and things coming up at you, but we're ready for it. We're prepared for it because we had great teachers. So if I could leave you with this message here, not only do you have to have really good friends and people who think like you and support you, but you've got to always be seeking the best teacher. You know, I'm not very religious, but I was raised as Christian. And when I went into Sunday school, I was about 7 years old. And my teacher said, why were the three wise men wise? One of the story of Jesus was there was the birth of Jesus and the three wise men came. And so my Sunday school teacher, I'm only 7 years old, she says, why are the three wise men wise? And I said, oh, because one had frankincense, one had gold, and one had myrrh. They were rich guys. And she goes, no. I said, why were the three wise men wise? I went, well, they were rich. Frankincense, gold, and myrrh. You know, they had money. She goes, no, that's not it. I didn't get it. So finally she says, why? So I said, why are the three wise men wise? He says, because they came to Jesus looking for the best teacher. And that's what all of you want to do. You're always looking for your next best teacher. You want somebody's going to take you to the next level, or somebody's going to pull you down. So Alexis, going, you know, I can tell you really want to teach. You know, I sense that about you. Your job is to get more honest, higher integrity, more forthright. Okay, and more people will come to you. You're a young man yet, but we all struggle with our inner demons, our own devils inside of us. You know, so I had to struggle with that, my own addictions, my bad habits. But that's what we work against. But always look for the best teachers. Surround yourself with great friends and great teachers, and you'll be fine. It takes a while, but you'll get smarter and smarter and smarter. I have friends who I went to high school with. They're all, you know, in Hawaii it's called pakalolo, marijuana. I don't do drugs. Okay, if any of my friends do drugs, I don't hang out with them. I don't do things that are illegal. I don't pay taxes legally because I have great attorneys. I make a lot of money legally because I have great friends, great teachers. A lot of people make a lot of money and don't pay taxes, but they're criminals. A lot of people, it's not so much how much money you make, it's how do you make your money. If I sold drugs, I could make a lot of money, like Escobar. But that's being a crook. Do you know? I don't want to be a crook. So it's not money. You know, many of the socialists and the Marxists say, well, capitalists are crooks. Well, there's crooks everywhere. You know, there's crooks in religion. There's crooks in government. There's crooks in everything. Just don't be one. Be as honest and smart and straight and high integrity as possible. If I can leave you with that, because I fight with my own demons, the own devil inside of me.
Gracias, Robert. Honestamente, cuando empecé el network marketing, dejé todos esos vicios también y me dediqué me apasiona enseñar, me apasiona ayudar a las personas y bueno, tú siempre has estado ahí como mi mentor en tus libros, ¿no?
Yeah.
Hoy verte, escucharte, sentirte y que me hayas regalado un consejo y a toda mi audiencia me hace muy feliz. Quería pedirte que nos puedas regalar una última pregunta con respecto al Go Mastermind. ¿Qué nos traes para el Go Mastermind? ¿Qué mensaje nos traes para Go Mastermind?
I'll be the best. You know, be the prize, be the best you can be in your life. You know, it's not who's better than you, it's are you better than yourself? You know, are you better today than you were yesterday? You have great friends? Are you a good friend? Are you kind? Are you a good man or woman? Are you generous? Are you honest? I was married, my wife and I are separated now. We were married 35 years. I never cheated on her. A lot of people cheat on their wives. I never cheated on my wife. I have girlfriends now that were separated, but I never cheated on her because she's the most important person in my life. I wouldn't be a rich man if it's not for her. So having a good husband or wife or a partner, whatever your sexual interests are, is be faithful, be true, be loyal to them, be a person that's trustworthy. Those are the most important things. Be spiritually strong, because we're going into some very rough times financially all over the world. America's in very serious trouble right now. You know, when we shut down Afghanistan, I almost cried. You know, we gave all that money to the communists. And that's what Biden and Kamala Harris are. They're communists. They work for the other side. But they don't know it because they're puppets. They're bought and paid for. They have to say what they want to say. I don't care because nobody owes me. I don't need a paycheck. I don't need anybody's votes. I will say what I want you to say. I say. You cannot tell me to say something I do not believe in. You cannot ask me to not say something. Mm-hmm. You know, I believe in freedom of speech, freedom of religion. In America, we have freedom to own guns. But that's what the left or the socialists want to take away from us. So America is a very big battle right now, just like I had back 25 years ago when Shining Path took over Lima. Those were very frightening times. I was up in the mountains looking for a gold mine in Peru. And it was very frightening because we saw Shining Path, you know, they're blowing up stations and all this stuff. You guys had Fujimori over there. There was a big attack on the Capitol. That's what's going on all over the world today. So these are very, very difficult, trying times. So, you know, be good, be true to the mastermind, be true to people who want you to get smarter, stronger, richer. If anybody's dishonest, don't hang out with them. If they're going to do dishonest things, don't hang out with them. They're going to cheat on their husband or wife, don't hang out with them. You know, be true, be a very good person, be as best you can be. Be the prize. As in America, I would say, be the prize. Be the person everybody looks up to. Be that person. And so that's why I'm very happy to speak to Go Mastermind.
Gracias, en verdad, Robert, por estos minutos que nos has regalado. Ha sido especial, ¿no? Para nosotros. Me siento contento de poder conversar contigo y haber escuchado estos consejos que han sido muy valiosos para mí y para todas las personas que están preparándose para el Go Mastermind. En verdad, de acá de Perú te mandamos un gran abrazo. Espero conocerte pronto. Un gran saludo para Kim también.
Thank you.
Y nos estamos viendo muy pronto. Muchísimas gracias por este espacio que has tenido el día de hoy con esta transmisión.
Have a great conference, and you guys with a great organization. Be true to your friends, yourself, and your teachers. Thank you very much.